Well, folks, it happened again. Every few years, the tech world gets a jolt so big it realigns the planets. This year the earthquake came from Las Vegas. At CES 2026, NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang unveiled NeuraGlass, a device that instantly made every smartphone feel obsolete. This wasn't just another gadget, it was a declaration that the era of staring at our phones might finally be ending. The announcement sent shockwaves through the industry, with tech giants like Apple and Google seeing immediate stock dips. Why all the fuss? Because NeuraGlass promises to seamlessly merge our digital lives with the real world. Imagine directions as arrows on the sidewalk, or real-time subtitles floating in your view during a conversation. This is the future. NVIDIA is selling technology that's invisible, anticipating your needs without you ever reaching for your pocket. The excitement is palpable, but so is the skepticism. After all, we've heard big promises before. But NVIDIA isn't a startup. It's a titan with the resources and expertise to actually deliver. The question now isn't if, but when and how NeuraGlass will reshape our world. The age of the smartphone may not be over yet, but its successor has officially entered the building. To appreciate the NeuraGlass bombshell, let's take a quick stroll down memory lane. The dream of smart glasses has been around for decades, but early attempts were clunky, awkward, and short-lived. Google Glass, launched in 2013, was a bold experiment but failed due to privacy concerns and poor usability. Other efforts, like Snap's spectacles, focused on fun but never caught on. Meanwhile, augmented reality found success in professional settings, surgeons overlaying 3D models, mechanics viewing digital schematics. These enterprise devices were expensive and specialized, but they proved the concept was valuable. Quietly, the industry solved tough technical challenges, learning from both failures and successes. This slow progress set the stage for NVIDIA's grand entrance. Early stumbles taught lessons about design and privacy. Enterprise wins pushed the boundaries of what's possible. NeuraGlass didn't appear out of nowhere. It stands on 2 decades of relentless innovation. Each step, whether a stumble or a leap, was necessary for this moment. Now the dream of smart glasses finally feels within reach. So, what exactly is NVIDIA NeuraGlass? At first glance, it's a pair of stylish, lightweight glasses, nothing like the clunky prototypes of the past. But inside is a technological marvel, a full-fledged augmented reality device. NeuraGlass overlays digital information, text, graphics, video, directly onto your world. Its ambient OS is hands-free, controlled by eye movements and voice commands. Want to know about a building? Just look at it and ask. Instantly, info appears in your view. Real-time language translation, navigational aids, and instant product reviews are just the start. For professionals, imagine seeing a 3D model of a building anchored to an empty lot. What truly sets NeuraGlass apart is its deep AI integration. It understands context, silencing notifications in meetings, reminding you of names, filtering digital noise. It's less a device, more a proactive digital assistant. The goal: make technology feel like a superpower, not a distraction. This is a generational leap, not just an upgrade. NeuraGlass aims to blend seamlessly into your life, anticipating your needs. It's the closest we've come to merging the digital and physical worlds. How did NVIDIA cram so much power into such a small device? The answer: the custom Turing VI neural processor. This chip performs over 100 trillion operations per second, using less power than a smartwatch. That efficiency solves the battery problem. NeuraGlass lasts up to 18 hours on a single charge. The display uses a waveguide retinal projector, beaming images directly onto your retina for a bright, always-in-focus experience. Multiple tiny cameras scan your environment, enabling spatial awareness and realistic AR. The glasses use SLAM, simultaneous localization and mapping, to anchor digital objects in the real world. AI models constantly interpret your surroundings, making the experience feel natural and intuitive. As Jensen Huang put it, "For years we brought the world into our computers. Now we bring the computer into the world. It's not about escaping reality, but enhancing it. The convergence of efficient hardware, advanced optics, and smart software is what makes NeuraGlass possible. This is the magic behind the device." The headline screamed iPhone killer, but is NeuraGlass really that? The iPhone consolidated our digital lives into a touchscreen device, but it creates a barrier between us and the world. NeuraGlass proposes a new paradigm. The world itself becomes your interface. Information appears contextually, controlled by voice and gaze, no more looking down at a screen. Imagine cooking. Instead of unlocking your phone with messy hands, recipe steps float in your view, advancing with a simple command. NeuraGlass doesn't just replace smartphone functions, it makes them more immediate and less intrusive. The transition won't be instant. At $1,499, it's a premium product, and habits die hard. But for the first time, the smartphone faces a credible successor. It's not a direct competitor, but an evolutionary leap, like moving from horse to car. The smartphone is a destination. NeuraGlass brings the information to you. Will people ditch their phones overnight? No. But the shift has begun. NeuraGlass is aiming to be the next big thing in personal computing. The age of the handheld screen is starting to fade. The future is right before your eyes. NeuraGlass isn't just a tech story, it's a societal shift. In business, it could revolutionize training and collaboration, overlaying instructions and bringing remote colleagues into the room as lifelike avatars. In education, students could explore ancient ruins or dissect virtual frogs, making learning interactive and accessible. Daily life transforms. Try out furniture virtually, optimize your grocery run, or get real-time assistance if you have a disability. For many, this could be life-changing, but with new power come new challenges: privacy, etiquette, and the risk of digital overload. Who decides what's displayed in your field of vision? How do we prevent a world cluttered with ads? The divide between those who can afford this tech and those who can't could widen. NeuraGlass will force us to rethink privacy, presence, and public space. The conversation is just beginning. NeuraGlass isn't just personal, it's geopolitical. The country that leads in ambient computing gains immense power. NVIDIA's launch positions the US at the forefront, intensifying tech rivalries with China and others. Governments will scramble to regulate and harness this technology, both for innovation and control. The potential for military and surveillance use is huge. Real-time battlefield data, instant facial recognition. But the risks of abuse, especially by authoritarian regimes, are just as great. Economically, NeuraGlass could spark a new gold rush for developers and shift global power balances. Data privacy and sovereignty will become even more contentious, possibly fragmenting the digital world. The rise of NeuraGlass is a new front in the global tech race. To get perspective, I spoke with Dr. Anya Sharma, a leading sociologist at Stanford. She says NeuraGlass isn't about killing the iPhone, it's about moving beyond it. The real challenge isn't technical, but social. How do we stay present with each other in an augmented world? We need new etiquette, new norms, and a new social contract for AR. The first years will be a period of adaptation and learning. Dr. Sharma warns of a new digital divide. At $1,499, NeuraGlass could widen gaps in access and opportunity. If AR becomes essential, we risk a two-tiered society. Companies and governments must ensure this tech becomes accessible, or risk deepening inequality. She concludes, the smartphone put a supercomputer in our pocket. NeuraGlass puts one between our eyes. This proximity brings both empowerment and responsibility. Designers of these systems are now architects of human experience. We must hold them to the highest ethical standards as we step into this new world. Our humanity must guide every leap forward. January 14, 2026. We stand at the dawn of a new era. NeuraGlass is more than a gadget, it's a signpost to a future once imagined in science fiction. The age of ambient computing has begun, and the journey will be full of challenges and debates. Technology is moving from our hands to our faces, blending digital and physical like never before. This shift will force us to ask deep questions about privacy, connection, and what it means to be human. Will we use this power to connect and learn, or to isolate ourselves in digital bubbles? The outcome depends on the choices we make together. Each technological leap reshapes society. NeuraGlass is the next chapter. The future isn't something that happens to us. It's something we build. With NeuraGlass, the blueprints for our next great leap have just been revealed.